Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another live podcast episode here at the Digimarcon podcast in Toronto. We are here with Derek Lackey, who's the chairman of the Response Marketing Association, and he just gave a talk on deceptive marketing and the kinds of things that brands do that erode trust and what they should do. And I missed his episode, so I wanted to hear from Derek some of the summaries of what are some of the deceptive things that brands are doing.
Well, a ton. So things like cookie notices that don't give you choice.
Okay.
So it's either accept it or go away.
Mm-hmm.
That's not smart marketing,
Yeah.
right? The whole purpose of marketing is to please your customer and make them think of you when they're ready to buy, not piss them off, annoy them, spam them,
Yeah.
track, stalk them around the internet.
Yeah.
It's just like
What are some of the other things that they're doing besides the cookie notices?
uh, I went to unsubscribe from a company called Bluehost,
Mhm.
where I keep my WordPress sites.
Yep. Yeah.
And-
they got acquired by Endurance, then they turned to crap.
And there's a screen that comes up with pre-checked checkboxes,
Uh-huh.
and when you click submit, you're not unsubscribing, you're resubscribing.
That's tricky.
It's very tricky.
Yeah. It's like the airlines trying to add all these fees when you buy a ticket, right?
Right. But even things like I recently had a dispute with TELUS.
Mhm.
There is no way to dispute a bill with TELUS.
Mm.
There is no number. If you call the number, you get the billing department. They send you an email what you got billed for. I know what I got billed for. I'm disputing the bill.
Yeah.
There is no dispute process.
But wouldn't you say, Derek, that
Either pay the bill,
yeah.
or we'll put you in collection.
So these tricky, deceptive things that brands are doing, a lot of them would view it as revenue enhancement and revenue management because those things increase the revenue they get.
They're killing the goose that lays the egg.
Yeah. So how do brands navigate trying to squeeze more dollars out of their customers versus doing things that are ultimately killing the golden goose?
I think therein lies the rub. We've got more emphasis on shareholder value and executive compensation
Yeah.
than on treating our customer right.
Yeah.
And we throw the customer under the bus and we keep running them over
Yeah.
and backing over them again.
Yeah.
Right? This is the future
It's
of our
wild.
company.
It's wild.
This is the future of our
Yeah.
company. Marketing is supposed to make them love you.
Yeah.
I call it tickle them pink.
Yeah.
The objective of marketing is to tickle them pink,
Yeah.
so that when they go to buy and they're ready to buy,
Yeah.
they think of you.
Yeah. Imagine that, building a great reputation and letting the reputation and happy customers do the marketing for you instead of like trying to. Because whenever you're the chairman of the Response Marketing Association, and we've been to tons. Like you were interviewing other people on the podcast last year. My view is that the language that occurs at most digital marketing conferences is treating consumers like they're deer being hunted, and no one wants to have this like hunted kind of language, like being the target or being the, you know what I mean? Like I kind of want to avoid being shot at. So that's like I duck when I hear there's marketing and sales and advertising.
The one thing that hasn't changed since digital came in, people want to believe they're buying, not being sold.
Yeah.
It's their choice.
People don't like being sold to, but they like to buy. Yeah.
Right.
That's killer.
Yeah. And you really see it in B2B,
Yeah.
right?
So give us a compelling example that people can talk about. Maybe from your experience.
How about like a real obvious one? Volkswagen lying about the mileage.
So for
Seriously?
our audience, give them some context on what you're talking about.
So for years, Volkswagen made up numbers about the efficiency of the operation of their cars that were complete bullshit. They were complete made up, and they got away with it.
Oh,
for
I remember
years.
that. Yeah.
So-
That came out a couple of years ago.
So I'm an individual who will never buy a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Not in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And I think there's a few more like me.
Well, there's like the Boeing scandal, right? All these scandals have
Right.
come out where these
Right.
companies have hid some fact about a consumer defect in their product.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's a deceptive pattern,
Yeah.
right? We're doing things to trick people into taking actions we want them to take.
Yeah.
You know, one of the problems with it Dennis, is you're actually polluting the feedback you're getting from the marketplace.
Yeah.
You're influencing it So
Yeah.
it's not authentic feedback.
Yeah.
So you're actually misreading the tea leaves
Yeah.
because your consumer feedback
Yeah.
is invalid.
So this ties in with things like Elizabeth Holmes of Theranos, or
Right.
SBF, right, of the crypto
Those are
stuff.
major
There's so
deceptions.
many companies that are doing this kind of thing. Like, who was the guy who got caught? Bernie Sanders, right? All these Ponzi's where people are making stuff up where it's too good to be true.
Right. And Wall Street knew it was too good to be true. These guys,
Yeah.
the guys are smart.
Until they eventually get caught. But the thing is, all these people are making money until they get caught. So really, what can you do? I mean, they came in wanting to deceive. So the Volkswagen people, Boeing potentially, don't sue me. I'm not a Boeing engineer. I didn't, you know. But what do you? I mean, that's not at the core of the ethics of the founders and the executive. I mean, what do you?
There's the word. So what we're referring this as ethical marketing.
Yeah.
And
But then, how do you become an ethical marketer? Because if you say you're
well,
honest, then all the other people are saying they're all saying that too.
how about Patagonia? They actually walk
Okay.
their talk.
Yeah, and they have a great reputation. Their
Yeah,
whole brand is built around that.
exactly.
But it has to be core to your brand DNA because it's not profitable in the short run.
And somebody in the room brought it up. It has to be authentic.
But everyone
Yeah.
says that to be authentic, so they all pretend they're authentic.
Well, yeah, but if you slip sideways once, you might be forgiven once. But if you get caught again with your hand in the cookie jar, eventually consumers are going to go somewhere else.
So, Derek, have you heard the
We,
quote by Mark Twain? The key to success is to be authentic.
yeah,
Fake that, and you've got it made.
that's a good one.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what's your latest word of wisdom for our friends here at Digimarcon? For everyone who's watching?
Uh, I think if I could recommend anything, it's slow down and think it through. Don't move fast. Whether that campaign gets into the market this month or next month isn't going to make a significant difference. Slow down, think it through, get input from various stakeholders, because somebody might go, "This is going to really annoy your audience if you spam them with that many emails."
Yeah.
And you're going to sit there and go, "Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to get those."
Yeah.
So think it through
Yeah. Amen.
and slow down. Just just because we can doesn't mean we should.
Yeah, especially with things moving so fast, actually the response is to slow down. So, Derek, how do people find you?
My company is called Newport Thompson, and it's www.newportthompson.com.
NewportThompson.com. So cool to be interviewing the guy who is interviewing everyone else at Digimarcon. That's a that's a cool honor. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast, Derek.
Thank you.
I'm Dennis Yu, your host today at the Digimarcon podcast live in Toronto. See you guys.